Okay, check this out. Imagine designing a freaking skyscraper entirely in your head. Every pipe, every wire, every single detail, and then just building it.
Right.
No blueprints needed, no, oops, gotta fix that beam. It's like something out of sci-fi, yeah.
Totally. Like some kind of superpower.
Well, apparently that was just like a regular Tuesday for the guy we're diving into today.
Exactly. And look, forget those dry, dusty biographies. We've got the rundown on Nikola Tesla, and let me tell you, it's a wild ride.
Yeah.
A seriously turbocharged trip through a mind so all out there it makes other geniuses look, I don't know, kind of predictable.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, prepare for some pretty unbelievable stuff.
All right, I'm ready. So let's set the scene. Where does this all start?
Okay, picture this. Tiny village, like middle of nowhere in what's now Croatia, Smiljan. That's where our future electric wizard is born. Dad's a Serbian Orthodox priest.
Interesting background.
Yeah, spiritual, traditional. But Mom, she's the wild kid. No formal education, but she's apparently whipping up homemade gadgets like little water wheels, egg beaters, that sort of thing.
Whoa. So, like an inventor herself.
Pretty much. Sparking his curiosity from day one. Talk about a potent mix in the genes right from the start.
No kidding. So he had this inherent knack. What about his, actual abilities early on?
Oh, it gets crazier. We're talking about a brain with, photographic memory.
Seriously, read a book once and know it.
That's the story. And this incredible visualization skill. He could apparently picture complex machines in his head, run them, test them, even improve them, all without touching a thing.
That's nuts. Like virtual reality, but, in his skull.
Exactly, like having the universe's CAD program pre-installed.
Okay, so this brainiac goes off to study, right? College?
Yep, Austrian Polytechnic in Graz. And the accounts say he was just relentless, studying 20 hours a day.
20 hours? That doesn't seem healthy. Or possible, really.
Well, maybe an exaggeration, but the point is he was intense, super dedicated. But here's where the Tesla factor really kicks in. He's not just acing exams. He starts telling his professors, hey, your equipment, your methods, they could be better.
Oh, I bet that went over well.
Probably not. He's pushing back, challenging them, convinced his way is superior, relentless pursuit of perfection,
Yeah.
And then
Twist. He drops out, doesn't finish his degree.
Wait, really? After all that intensity, why?
It seems that stubborn conviction, that absolute certainty in his own ideas, maybe clashed too much with the formal structure. But it was around this time, crucially, that he saw a Graham dynamo.
A what now?
Like an early electric generator, kind of clunky. And Tesla looks at it, sees the sparks, the inefficiency.
He gets an idea.
Bingo.
Yeah.
The limitations of direct current DC just hit him. And this other idea, alternating current, AC, it just sparks.
It's AC/DC, not the band. Right, not the band. DC flows one way, AC flips back and forth. And that flipping, as we'll see, makes all the difference for sending power far away.
Okay, so he's got this revolutionary idea. Next stop.
Next stop, the New World. New York City. Shows up with 4 cents in his pocket.
4 cents? Seriously?
Yep. Some poems, a head full of ideas, and a letter of introduction to Thomas Edison.
Big boss. Inventor meets inventor. This should be good. Sparks fly.
Oh, sparks flew all right, but maybe not the good kind. It was less meeting of the minds, more like a collision of massive egos.
Huh. Why? What happened?
Well, Edison was Mr. DC, direct current. He built his entire empire on it, all his infrastructure, his investments.
Right.
And Tesla walks in, waving the flag for AC, alternating current.
Which Edison hated.
Hated might be putting it mildly. It threatened everything he'd built. It was like trying to sell streaming music to a record store owner in, 1985.
Gotcha. So instant conflict, the famous war of currents starts here.
Pretty much ignites right there. This wasn't just a technical debate, it was business, legacy, the whole future of electricity was on the line.
Wow. Okay, so Tesla and Edison don't exactly hit it off. What's Tesla do?
He leaves, doesn't last long there. And this, for me, is kind of the first big wait, what moment.
Okay, lay it on me.
So Tesla basically walks away from Edison, starts his own lab with next to nothing.
Got some move.
Totally. And then bam, 1887. He patents the induction motor and the transformer.
Okay, sound technical, but why is that Wait, what?
Because these weren't just small tweaks. They were the keys to making AC practical. The motor used AC efficiently. The transformer let you step voltage up and down.
Meaning?
Meaning you could suddenly send electricity over long distances without losing most of it. That was DC's big weakness. This tech basically unlocked the modern grid.
Whoa, okay, that is a big deal. From basically zero.
Huge. And then George Westinghouse, another big name in electricity and manufacturing. He sees the potential.
He gets it.
He gets AC, throws his money and industrial muscle behind Tesla. And now the war of currents is a full-on public battle. Team Edison, DC versus Team Tesla, Westinghouse.
AC. Man, okay. So who wins? How does this play out?
The turning point. The 1893 Chicago World's Fair, a massive event.
Right, I've heard of that. The White City.
Exactly. And guess who won the contract to light it all up?
Gotta be Tesla and Westinghouse.
You got it. They drenched the place in AC light. It was dazzling, a spectacle. It basically shouted to the world, look what AC can do.
So a PR victory as much as a technical one.
Absolutely. It massively swayed public opinion and, importantly, investors. DC looked old news. Then came the Niagara Falls power plant, the first huge hydroelectric project, all based on Tesla's AC patents. Game, set, match, AC.
Wow, okay, so he fundamentally changed how we get power, but he didn't stop there, did he? Yeah, it was like an idea factory.
Oh, not even close. The inventions just kept coming and kind of dizzying. But 1891, he unveiled the coil.
The thing with the lightning bolts. Looks cool in movies.
Way more than cool. High voltage, low current electricity. It's foundational for radio technology, wireless stuff.
Radio. I thought that was Marconi.
Ah, yeah. That's a whole drama. Marconi got the first transatlantic signal, got the Nobel Prize. But Tesla actually held key patents before him. The U.S. Supreme Court eventually sided with Tesla, but way after the fact.
Okay, didn't know that. What else?
Get ready for, wait, what? Moment number 2.
Bring it on.
1898, Madison Square Garden, big crowd. Tesla pulls out a small boat.
Okay.
And he steers it around a tank of water using a little box with levers. No wires.
Wait, a remote control boat in 1898.
Yep. The world's first demonstration of radio remote control. People were apparently freaking out, thought it was magic, telepathy.
I mean, I'd freak out. That's basically modern drone tech, but over a century ago.
Exactly. Pure science fiction made real. It showed his vision for wireless wasn't just talk, he could do it.
Okay, my mind is slightly blown. What else was he cooking up wirelessly?
Well, that leads to maybe the biggest, of them all?
Yeah.
Wardenclyffe Tower.
Wardenclyffe. Sounds ominous.
It was ambitious on a scale that's hard to even grasp. Built out on Long Island, this giant tower.
For what? Better radio signals.
That was part of it, yeah. Global wireless communication. But Tesla's real dream for Wardenclyffe was wireless power.
Like beaming electricity through the air, no wires needed to power your house.
Exactly. A global system. Free, or at least cheap, energy beamed anywhere on the planet, tapping into the Earth's own electrical field.
Okay, hold up. Wireless power for everyone. That's world-changing on a level I can't even.
Right. The sheer audacity. Forget Wi-Fi. He wanted Power 5 for the whole globe.
You did it work. Please tell me it worked.
Well, no, not really. He ran out of money. His main backer, JP Morgan, got nervous about the free energy part, apparently.
Can't exactly put a meter on that.
Pretty much. The tower was never fully operational, eventually torn down. But the idea, the vision, it's still inspiring people today. That level of thinking was just wow.
Man, what a disappointment that must have been for him. So after Wardenclyffe, what happened? Did things slow down?
Things got stranger, or at least that's how the public narrative shifted. Money was always an issue after Wardenclyffe fell through.
Yeah.
And we start hearing more about his eccentricities.
The mad scientist stuff.
Kind of. Obsessed with the number 3, had to do things in threes. Hotel room numbers divisible by 3, walking around the block 3 times.
Weird.
A reported phobia of pearls. Couldn't stand them. And then claims he was receiving signals from other planets, like Mars.
Okay, yeah, that's veering into mad scientist territory for sure.
It definitely fueled that image. Whether he was genuinely picking up strange radio noise or something else, it distanced him from the mainstream scientific community.
Right, and wasn't there something about a death ray? That sounds like peak mad science.
Ah, yes. Wait, what? Moment number 3, perhaps. The Teleforce weapon, or Death Beam. He claimed it could shoot down planes from hundreds of miles away, end all war.
Did he build it? Was it real?
He described it, tried to sell the idea to governments near World War II, but there's no proof it was ever built or functional. Maybe it was theoretical, maybe exaggeration, maybe, who knows. But it certainly added to the mystique and, frankly, the skepticism around him in his later years.
Man, quite a trajectory. From lighting the world to death rays and alien signals. How did it all end for him?
It's actually kind of sad and quiet. He spent his last decades living alone in the New Yorker hotel.
Alone, after all that.
Pretty much. Became quite reclusive. His main companions, famously, were the pigeons of New York City. He'd feed them, even bring injured ones back to his room to nurse them.
Wow, pigeons.
Yeah. Still tinkering with ideas, apparently, filling notebooks, but mostly forgotten by the public, even though, they were using his AC power every single day. He died there in his hotel room in 1943.
In relative obscurity.
Yeah.
It's kind of a downer ending for a guy who changed the world.
It seems like it, right? This revolutionary mind just fading out. But here's the final twist.
Oh, there's a twist?
There's definitely a twist. Because his name didn't stay forgotten. Not by a long shot.
You mean?
Fast forward to the 21st century. What's one of the hottest tech companies on the planet? Building futuristic electric cars.
Tesla Motors. Of course.
Bingo! And there's the Tesla Electric Company, too. His name is everywhere now. It's become synonymous with innovation, with the future, with electricity.
Wow. So the guy who died kind of broke and alone is now this global icon. That's the ultimate irony, isn't it?
It really is. From forgotten genius, maybe even mad scientist, back to visionary hero. It took a while, but his legacy eventually got the jolt it deserved.
So the final thought here. What should we take away from this roller coaster?
Well, chew on this.
Yeah.
You got a guy starting with literally pennies, envisions a whole new way to power the planet, battles titans of industry, dreams of wireless energy for all, even gets dismissed as crazy later on. But his core ideas, they didn't just work, they reshaped everything. Makes you wonder, right? What other crazy ideas are floating around now that just seem impossible?
But might just be waiting for their own AC moment to flip the switch on the future.
Exactly. What seems mad today might just be tomorrow's standard.
Something to think about.
All right, that was quite the deep dive. Definitely learned a few things that made me go, wait, what?
He has that effect.